Has Queen Nefertiti's tomb been found? A British archaeologist believes that ancient Egypt's Queen Nefertiti may actually be buried behind a secret door inside of King Tut's tomb. Before moving forward, if you are new to our channel or haven't subscribed yet, then go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Howard Carter's discovery of King Tutankhamun's nearly intact tomb in the Valley of Kings outside Luxor not only stunned the world, but it also puzzled archaeologists who noticed that the burial chamber wasn't exactly fit for a king. The tomb was smaller than that of other Egyptian pharaohs and was oriented to the right of the entrance, a layout that's actually typical of Egyptian queens, not kings. In addition, the burial chamber seemed to have been built and decorated in stages, and most of the nearly 2,000 artifacts found inside appeared to have been hastily placed and actually intended for earlier royals. Nearly a century later, British archaeologist Nicholas Reeves thinks he has finally solved the mystery. In a recently released paper, the University of Arizona Egyptologist claims that King Tut may not have been the tomb's original resident, and that the undisturbed resting place of the legendary Queen Nefertiti could actually be on the other side of the walls of the boy king's burial chamber. So, Reeves spent months poring over these ultra-high-resolution images of King Tut's tomb, which were actually taken back in 2009 by Factum Arte, a European specialist in art replication. This was all part of constructing an exact replica of the pharaoh's tomb, which is now open to tourists, to help protect the original from damage by visitors. After studying these detailed scans that revealed the texture of the tomb's walls beneath all those layers of paint, Reeves spotted what he believed to be the outlines of two doorways that had been blocked and plastered over, basically to hide them from view. And as Reeves told the BBC, "The more I looked, the more information I found that I seemed to be looking at something pretty real." Reeves believes that a hidden storeroom is lurking behind the western wall of King Tut's tomb, which is also known as KV62. And according to him, the undisturbed burial of the tomb's original owner, Nefertiti, actually lies behind the north wall, which is covered in religious frescoes. In his paper, Reeves writes, "Egyptology's traditional reading of KV62 as a small private tomb subsequently enlarged to 4 chambers for Tutankhamun's exclusive use has been very much in error. Instead," he says, "rather, the indications are that what we now know as KV62 represents merely the outermost portion of an extended corridor-style tomb within a tomb." If the body of Nefertiti, who died around 1340 BC, really does rest behind the plaster walls of King Tut's tomb, it would actually solve one of Egyptology's greatest mysteries. Her mummy has proven to be the most elusive to archaeologists, and is, honestly, the most notable absence from the royals of Egypt's 18th dynasty. Renowned for her beauty, the queen was definitely more than just a pretty face. As the wife of Pharaoh Akhenaten, who was Tutankhamun's father, she was actually one of ancient Egypt's most powerful women. Nefertiti was likely King Tut's stepmother, although, some Egyptologists believe she was the boy king's biological mother. During her husband's reign from 1353 to 1336 BC, Nefertiti played an important political and religious role as co-regent right at the height of ancient Egypt. The royal couple even displaced Egypt's chief god Amun in favor of the sun god Aten, and they built a new capital city to worship him at Amarna, on the banks of the Nile River. Nefertiti disappeared from the historical record with 5 years still remaining in Akhenaten's reign. Some Egyptologists believe she died, but others theorize that she outlived her husband and ruled alongside Tutankhamun, or maybe even served as pharaoh herself before King Tut took the throne. So, more than 3,000 years after her death, Nefertiti became a sensation all over again when the German archaeologist Ludwig Borchardt discovered a painted limestone bust of her in Amarna, back in 1912. The sculpture, showing the Egyptian beauty wearing that distinctive flat-topped blue crown, really attracted worldwide attention, and well, it's now displayed in a Berlin museum. "I will never relinquish the head of the queen," German dictator Adolf Hitler said about the artifact, which was actually hidden in a salt mine during World War II, before it was recovered by the Allies' monuments men in 1945. Egyptologists do caution that, honestly, they can't know for sure if anything exists beyond the walls of King Tut's tomb. The next step for researchers is to use seismic X-ray technology and ground-penetrating radar to check if there are any gaps in the bedrock that might indicate the presence of additional rooms. Any excavation would definitely take years of planning, just to make sure it could be done without damaging King Tut's tomb. If I'm wrong, Reeves told the BBC. But if I'm right, the prospects are frankly staggering. The world will have become a much more interesting place, at least for Egyptologists. If you like our content, then do like, share, and subscribe to our channel.